Hey guys, I'm trying to get this stuff situated. You have to excuse me. Trying to fix this. Anyway, welcome to the State of Truth. I'm glad everybody's come to join. I do have Q&A, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Tonight's episode is about the Department of Children's Services and them stealing our children. Some of the lies that they tell or they will tell you, you'll jump through hoops no matter what you do. Let me tell you something, people. With Department of Children's Services, the best thing to do, don't let them in your home. They knock on your door. Best thing to have is, ring doorbell. You talk through that. That way you're not letting them into your home. That's the first safety precaution you can take. Second, don't jump through hoops. You are innocent in this great world of ours, the United States of America. And it says we're innocent until proven guilty. According to the Department of Children's Services, you are guilty until you prove yourself innocent. It's amazing some of the stuff that I've run across. We've been fighting for my husband's children, and I have custody of my grandson and my niece, and we've raised them for years. But let me tell you, they put them with the pastor and his wife. You know, Here they are supposed to do background checks. And let me tell you something. When they tell you they do background checks, do your own. A word of advice. Because I did mine. And this is what we found. On the foster father, needless to say, there wasn't any criminal charges. I'll give him that. He does have a meet me and, a couple of meet me's and, of course, his Facebook and good old bankruptcy that was filed in November 12th, 2008. A lot of people that go after our children that become foster parents, a lot of people do it for money. And from the looks of this, that could have been part of the reason why he had two other girls that he got custody of and he adopted. They have an older sister. Now, this older sister, I have no reason, and I can't say because I don't know, did not want to live with them, even though her other two sisters were there. It's kind of fishy. Then we do a background check on the foster mother. We found on her I'm getting to it. Criminal mischief, criminal traffic. These are out of Florida. That's not biggie. Then we come to possession, drug paraphernalia, possession of marijuana, criminal traffic. These were adjudicated guilty. Another criminal mischief, possession of marijuana. And we had an auto theft. Now, mind you, these people don't want to give us my stepchildren, which I love dearly with all my heart. They to me are my daughters. Their own mother just gave her children up. I couldn't. I could not do that. But people, you need to be mindful and look into the backgrounds of these people that they claim are pastors' wives, which that's what these people are. And don't listen to what DCS says, that they quote unquote did a background check, because they don't. I promise you they don't. Or if they do, they do it just locally, because I did worldwide, and this come out of Florida, not the state of Tennessee, where I am. I am in Tennessee, you know. So that told me right there that they didn't do a very thorough. If I could find this with a $20 a month search off a Truth Finder, they could have found it a lot easier than me. But these are the lies that these people tell you to take your children. It's money for profit. It's kidnapping your children. There's too many parents, too many families being ripped apart from good, loving homes. Now, mind you, there are some that don't need their children because I've seen abuse. I've seen god awful things. And that's why I have custody of my niece. And in this town, it's about money. It's about who your friends are, who you hang with. Because let me tell you, this child I have custody of, she told these people about her father and the things that he did to her. They refused to charge this man because the juvenile investigator claimed he knows him. He wouldn't do something like that. Pardon me, sir, you did know him when he was a teenager. And he puts a needle in his arm. He's paranoid schizophrenic. There's a lot of mental issues in the world, but if it goes untreated or you refuse to even try to help yourself, that's another thing. And then on top of that, you hurt your own child. And I'm not going to allow that to happen. That's why I've got custody of this child. But with that being said, having custody of these two children, but you want to fight me on my stepchildren. Something wrong with that picture. All because these foster parents, they want that paycheck. Because, like I showed you, the foster father and them, they had filed bankruptcy right before they got two other children. And then lo and behold, they get ours. It's a money ring. That's all it is. It's pure and simple a money ring. And, your children are being sold. How well does that sit with you people? I would like to have some questions or, answers from, my audience, because that's why I'm here. I want you to know the truth and to know the truth of what's going on, with the government, and nothing gets done. It's when we went to court, the judge doesn't like my husband because as he was a young father, and at the age of 16, 17 years old, this guy that his baby's mom was, you know what I'm saying, was with, tried messing with one of his daughters. Now, he did, go after him. He whooped his tail. So to them, he had anger issues. And they want to bring that up in court. So, what do we have? The same. Give me 1 second. The same Department of Children's Service worker that want to claim anger issues. I also did a background check on her. And what does she have? She has, out of Rutherford, Tennessee, assault charges. Sounds like she has the anger issues. I guarantee you it wasn't to protect her children. That That was in 2000. She worked, I mean, yeah, I mean, here we are at 2023, but still, um, if I'm not mistaken, she was working for the Department of Children's Services at this time. And this got passed by. Then the cover up. This is the foster dad and the judge speaking back and forth on Facebook. Inside job. You know, it's who you hang with and their friends. So she made sure this couple got our children. They told my husband he would still have say so in religion, schooling, da 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 da. Well, guess what? We called the school to make sure that we would be present for one of our daughter's 504 meetings. And for you that don't know what 504 IEP is, it's accommodations made for children that need extra help. In reply to that, the school contacted the foster father, even though we have rights. And his reply to us in a text, not sure what has happened or why. It was reported to me that y'all reached out to the junior high about our daughter's IEP, a couple of things. Mary and I are responsible for that. I have not hid anything from you and have nurtured a relationship with y'all that is respectful, honest, and transparent. Wrong. If it's true that you contacted the school without reaching out to me, it was disrespectful and dishonest. If you have a question about the girls, sorry, those are my dogs, and they're going to argue, or educational needs or concerns, please contact me via HIPAA. That information is private and the school cannot share. HIPAA now, mind you, is medical, not schooling. The girls are doing well in school. I'll send you progress reports to you tonight. Well, when he sent us those progress reports, one of our children struggling, grades have dropped, and most of the kids do when they're going through traumatic experiences, being separated from their families, and then out of the blue, this so-called man of God and his wife up and quit the church that was here where we live in Ripley, Tennessee, and moved our girls with him out of state to Arkansas to go to work for a place called Calvary Baptist Children's Home to be house parents. Really? But upfront, honest, he's always, letting us know things. No, you have stolen our children. And this goes for not just us, it goes for millions of people. I've sit back and I've watched numerous CPS videos and talked to numerous people about their children. And it hurts. It hurts to sit there and watch these parents that love their children just snatched away for no reason. You have nurses, doctors, attorneys. You have normal people like us. We're down on the lower income bracket, but we survive and we make ends meet and get our children whatever they need or things that they want. My point being, there is all brackets of life that their babies have been stolen. And it's all for profit. They get paid thousands for each child come tax time. That's not your normal tax credit, mind you. I mean, they get governmental extra money just for having these kids. Then they get so much money per child a month just to take care of, your kids when you can do it yourself. So that's how most of these foster parents afford their way of living, their brand new cars, their brand new homes, their brand new this or brand new that. This one, every time I turn around, he was buying new cars for his adopted daughters. Or anytime we mention about buying an iPhone or something for our daughters, he run out there, bought it, put it on his plan. All to make sure that there was no contact he did not know anything about. All because he got upset for the simple fact our girls reached out and texted that they wanted to come home, that they told them they wanted to be home. Our oldest to my daughter, hey, my daughter replies, hey, my stepdaughter does Tammy, which is what everybody calls me, or Dad have Instagram or anything? My daughter replies, does she need to re-download it? My stepdaughter, yeah, so I can text from here and not get caught because I don't want to text on iMessage. My daughter told her that I was re-downloading it. She said, okay, I miss y'all. My daughter informed her I had an Instagram and that I was going to re-download it. She said, okay, I miss y'all. By the way, tell them if they're going to do the room to do it for me soon. But if they aren't, they need to get the house ready, which we already did. We told Tamiko, which was one of the DCS workers, we want to live with y'all. I told her, we're working on it, hon. She said, okay, because I don't really like it here that much and I'm ready to come home. We replied, we are ready for y'all to be home too. Then she replied back to my daughter, okay, what are you doing? And we got to talking about food and McDonald's and steaks on the grill. But our so-called attorney that we paid, what do? They harassed my stepdaughter. Scared my stepdaughters. And let them know, no matter what you say, you're going back with these foster family. Why? Because it's profit for money. It's just plain and simple. They kidnap your children. And my heart breaks for all these parents that are good, honest, hardworking, loving family. And what was it? Spouse got mad. They lied. Or you didn't take your child to the doctor in time. Oh, God forbid your child fell and got a bruise. To them, it looked like abuse. Of course, that wasn't in our case. Our case, his 90-something-year-old grandmother had custody, because him and his children's mother was never married. And because of the incident, his family took him because he was still a minor at the time. But he helped raise them while she had them. And then when we went to fighting for them, the great grandmother decided she didn't want to give them up to nobody but her pastor, someone these children did not know. And now they're out of state and we're fighting. I've reached out to the Tennessee senator. I've reached out to the Tennessee governor. I've even reached out to President Biden's office. Believe me when I say I have reached out. I have wrote emails. I have talked to people. I got one phone call back, and that was from the Tennessee senator's office, that they emailed the Department of Children's Services out of Nashville. I already knew right then when they emailed Department of Children's Services to see what could be done out of Nashville, there would be nothing done. Nothing. No matter that I own my own home, I've been to college, and we have our own vehicles. Each kid has a bed to sleep in. I'm raising 2 other children, but your problem is you're pissed off because we quit jumping through hoops. And that's the thing. That's what I wanted to tell you. We did parenting classes. We did drug tests. We gave them psychological evaluations. We did all this. And let me tell you, no matter what you do, they're not going to give you your children. Because, like I said, it's a simple fact that they get paid to have your children. And it goes down the line because then the foster parents get that little bit of money. And each child they got is more money. So I'm here to tell you, do not. The best thing you can do, don't get a court-appointed attorney because they're going to screw you over. They're going to bark like a dog they are. The attorney that we paid. And she guaranteed it would be removed out of this county because of conflict of interest. This judge refused to step down because of conflict of interest. This was conflict of interest between me and her in 1996. That's a long time ago. I was pretty young back then. She sued me, got judgment for $1,500. So me and her don't hit it off that well anyway. She knows this. I went out of county and got custody of my little girl my niece that I have custody of. This town is so crooked and corrupt that we had a sheriff that remained sheriff, and we helped not riot, picket line, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Because he come out calling black people niggers. Excuse my French, that is not how I see it. He was dead wrong for what he said. He should have lost his job, and he did not. No matter the meetings, no matter the walks we done, nothing. I mean, we protest. There's the word. We protested in front of his home, in front of the sheriff's department, on the town square, everything. This town did not a damn thing for what he said and what he called people. This is a corrupt town. They let child pedophiles get by with whatever they want to do. I had another one that was charged. They charged him with aggravated assault on messing with children. 3 children. Guess what? He got granted diversion in this town. Rachel Townsend was the reporter for the State Gazette, January 31st, 2019. And he drives our school buses. So, people, if you have any suggestions, if you have anything you want to talk about next time, please reach out to me. I hate to cut it short. I got a grandchild to get to sleep. I would love talking to you. And I thank you for coming to State of Truth. You guys have a good night.